Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about Catalyst Browse. It's a Sony's firmware which in general helps us to stabilize our footage in post. I think that all of you can ask yourself if I can leave my gimbal at home, or is Catalyst Browse enough to stabilize my footage. And I hope that this video, which you are going to look right now, is going to ask to you for some of your questions. As you can see in the description, all of clips which are stabilized with Catalyst Browse are cropped in 10%, and on the left side you can see how it looked before Catalyst Browse, and on the right side you can see how it looks after stabilized. Right now you are looking at a few clips where you can see just how it looks. Not side by side, I will show you this side by side by the moment, but here you've got some left-right comparison, so I think it's showing a little bit already that the right side is looking better, but right at the moment you can see another example of comparison. In general, I see that Catalyst Browse works good for some kind of stills, some kind of quite slow action. It's good for panning, it's good for tilting the camera, it's also good for stabilized walking, like in this example, and I think in most cases 10% is enough, but not in every case. And now we are going to see side by side how it looks like, but in general sometimes when you crop only 10%, there are some kinds of different artifacts or some kind of strange distortions which are added to your footage just because of Catalyst Browse. But about this I'm going to talk a little bit later, and now I'm just leaving you with that footage. Okay, and now I've got some cons for you. So at the beginning, when you are recording on the longer focal length, like example, it's 105 with my 18-105 f4 G lens. You've got to the footage some kind of strange of artifacts and distortions which are added to my clip. It's some kind of strong pincushion distortion, so you can see right now the edges of the building are not straight, definitely not straight, so it's weird for me, but it happens only on the longer focal length. I didn't see it on a wider focal length, so you have to mind it. So in general, catalyst browse is metadata from a camera like this. It's Sony Vid I. I used this camera to make this footage for you, and in general it's nice feature, but it's not a gimbal, so the stabilized clip will not be as good as a clip with gimbal. And from the good side, it's good for wide angles, good for stills and walking shot, good when you are panning and tilting, and it's lighter because you are taking only your camera with you. On the con side, it's on the higher focal length, you've got some strange distortion artifacts. It's also time consuming because it took me about 2 hours to stabilize it. It's also cropped, and guys, I think that you can use it, but you have to decide if it's for you or not. And at the end, I leave you with that sweet cut which I made when I was walking around with my ZV-10 and making some clips for Catalyst Browse. Thank you, see ya.